sports all plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room.
What room are we? What room are we?
Monday, March 25th, 2024. Hey, it's been a long few days. I'm still recovering from the weekend. But I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzo'S. We're also joined by Marcus Fine, like always. And we got Warren Misery and Austin Gonzo'S joining us tonight. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Good.
19 shows, 144 matches.
That was all on the weekend, right, Marcus?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a big chunk of those matches. Yeah, that number did jack pretty high from last week. So, yeah. I think this weekend we had 27 matches on my side of the – that's what we've seen. And what you guys say, 54, 60? What you guys say?
68 matches.
Yeah, that's over 100 matches between the three of us.
That was just for this.
This weekend.
And then who knows? Yeah, I have to really go back and look. But yeah, there's been a lot of matches already, and we've done, counting all the Comic-Con shows, we're at 23.
40. Oh, I wish Alex was on to see what his number was.
And how's it going, Kelly?
Hi, Kelly. Hey, Billy Bud.
Hey, Billy.
No, I was smart. I run candy bars and
Glenn.
chips, and Billy Buzz was asking, he wanted to make sure I wasn't in jail because he thought I might snap them over the food like it was last year. But there was a Ben's pretzels right outside the door, and they were outstanding. And then there was some Indian food I got, and so I was good. I was good.
No barbecue?
I didn't see any. Well, there was actually a stand did have some barbecue sandwiches, but I don't think that would have been very good.
You did go to Hooters?
I was going to say, I saw Tony down at Hooters. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You did go to eat.
Nope, I didn't. We never left the building. We never really had time.
I know Cooter went down to Hooters. They walked all over the square and finally ended up down there. So, or the circle. Sorry, it's a circle in Indy.
Justin,
new champ right there. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let's get started, Marcus. We can get started on that. We'll let you go first, and then me and Chris will talk about the stuff we was at this weekend.
I don't really know these comments. Okay, Friday night at the Dub. Hot crowd all weekend. Congo Kong defeated Hoss Huxley. And I have seen Hoss Huxley, but it's been a while. So, Max Sterling defeated Tanner Saturn, Derek Winters, and Charlie Key in a fatal four-way. Kenneth James and Jordan James defeated Cousin Cooter and Will Asher. Okay, now listen to this one. Ricky Guns and Hank Calhoun versus the WCW Tag Team Champions Jackson Morgus and Phoenix ended in a double DQ, and they literally all kicked each other in the nuts. And the referee just called it, and they're all moaning and groaning and grabbing their crotch, and it was actually pretty humorous. David Light defeated Jared Kripke, probably one of the matches of the night. Carter Kaufman defeated Leela Feast via submission. Another match of the night, Cameron Saturn defeated Justin Danger. And the match of the night, sorry, I forgot where I was at. Brody Balkins defeated Zay Gates. He is the new WCWO Gunslinger champion in a Falls Count Anywhere match that had blood, tables, tacks, and doors, chairs. Has that got everything? Kendo sticks, cookie sheets, shit. You think about it, it was in there.
Yeah, they had a little bit of everything in that match. I got to see that match.
So yeah, that was outstanding. That's in my list. That could be it'll be in the hardcore matches of the year, I'm sure. So, okay. So that was fantastic. Saturday, we all went to, Kelly and I and a few others went up to Kokomo. Pre-show match. So Ricky Guns defeated Will the Thrill. Cody Lee Cody Lee defeated Cruiser the Bullfrog to advance to the Fatal 4-Way for the inaugural AACW US title. Johnny Crisis defeated Leroy Ivetta, and he advanced to the Fatal 4-Way. Justin Danger defeated Mr. Party Preston Riker. He's in the Fatal 4-Way. And Kung Fu Kirk defeated the returning Chad Cross, and he's the fourth man in the Fatal 4-Way for the new U.S. title. Six-man tag team. Get this one. Robo Brazil Jr., Congo Kong, and Brody Balkins defeated Mike King, Hank Calhoun, and Hoss Huxley.
That would have been something.
It was something. And since Bobo Brazil was in the house, so was Mrs. Bobo Brazil, and she don't like Mike King. She don't like Mike King. She don't like Hank, and funny stuff.
Yeah. I don't think anybody in Kokomo likes Mike King.
No.
Kelly does. Kelly does.
Yep.
She's the only one. Then we had intermission, and then after intermission, it was CFR and Camden Francis. They defeated the Cake Monster and Krispy Kreme. That was actually pretty humorous. Tanner Kelly defeated one half of the tag team champions, Rooster. Okay, here we go. Justin Danger defeated Cody Lee, Kung Fu Kirk, and Johnny Crisis in that Fatal 4-Way. Brand new AACW US champion. Congratulations, Justin. I know you were on here. Okay, now I'll try to get this one. Ricky Guns defeated Hysterics. He became the new EEC, the Excellence what is that? Eternal Excellence champion. Okay, Ricky Guns defeated Hysterics to become the new Eternal Excellence champion. But then David DeVille came out. Shooting Machine says, "We're tired of your crap. Guns is going to put that title on the line against you right this very moment." Guns was pissed. And Danger went in and finally beat up all the guys because they were all had their nose stuck in it. And so I think I said that right. Damian DeVille is the new EEC champion.
I think they need, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but I think they need to change the name of that belt, make it easier to.
Well, you know why they did that? Because it's after Shane's dad, and that was his initial.
I know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it is a mouthful.
So I think I got all the players right in that. But Damian DeVille is the new EEC champion. And then Travis Southern defeated Christian Cash to become the new AACW heavyweight champion. So
got new champions all around.
Hey, look, there's Hank Calhoun. You can.
I say, speaking of Hank,
Deborah don't like him either. She was giving him
Hank this weekend. We got to see Hank this weekend down at Comic-Con as well.
Yes, and Tanner Kelly, that's Justin Danger wrestled some great matches.
Yeah, I've seen Justin Danger quite a bit this weekend too.
Real quick, before you go on, I just want to give a shout out to Justin Danger. I know he's banged up and injured. Hope he's feeling better. Gets well soon. Same thing to Zay Gates. I know he's banged up, and hope he's on the man and gets well soon also.
Yeah, I didn't realize it, but after we was talking Sunday, Justin did crack heads really hard with someone and busted his eye and had blood coming down his ear, and he still had a big old knot and a black eye. I mean, yeah. Okay. He had the battle scars all right. There's Damian DeVille right now. New champ right there too, bud. Congratulations, Damian, the new EEC champion. Yeah, that's hard to say. All right, Sunday.
Hey, Chris Chaos.
Hey, what's up, Chris? I didn't see him sneak in there. Yeah, she hates you. That's obvious. Sunday, then Kelly and I went up to Greenfield for FEW's Paradigm Shift. We seen Brandon Day defeat Jacob Rose. That was a good match. The Move Makers defeated the British Empire. Now, some of these guys I don't know. Ryan Michaels defeated Will the Thrill, which I do know, and Nolan Bates in a triple threat match. Mitchell Taylor defeated Idle Hines to retain the FEW heavyweight title. That was very well done. Haley Shadows defeated Thunder Kitty and Bashley Bones in a triple threat match. She is still the FEW tag or ladies title holder. And that no good ref Cody made the fast count again, and Thunder Kitty's going to kick his ass. I'm telling you what, she's going to get a hold of him, and she don't like him at all. But he made that fast count again, and he's not going to like his day before too long.
I think they need to make Thunder Kitty versus Cinco.
Yeah, I'd vote for that.
Kitty and Kiki's ass.
If Cinco wins, you're gonna leave again.
The FEW Tag Team Champions Cousin Cooter and Scarecrow defeated Brody Balkins and Justin Danger in a non-title match. And then Dylan Bostick defeated Michael Elgin to become the new #1 contender for Cody Nunn's FEW Mid-Continental Champion. There wasn't a bad match. I don't think there was a little hokey stuff in Kokomo, and we've already talked about that. But it was a damn good weekend. I'm telling you, it was a good weekend for, I'd like to see Thunder Kitty and ACW.
Well, I think what we should do is set up a match, Thunder Kitty against Seiko. Loser leaves town, but it wouldn't be if Seiko wins. Thunder Kitty don't leave town. You leave town, and if Seiko loses, then Seiko leaves town.
What if I got to leave
Because
town?
you said if he won, he was going to leave. I think it makes perfect sense. Okay.
Austin, you see what I put up with?
That was his last match. I didn't say he could ever win a match.
Okay.
I just said his last match.
Yes. 3 very solid shows. Hot crowds, all 3 places. And like I said, it was just fantastic weekend. So a lot of new champions. Congratulations to all of them. And
hey, I think Marcus knows Thunder Kitty. Hey, Marcus, read this statement here by Billy Buzz.
You got to fight Chris for her, though.
No.
Pablo.
I knew that was coming.
See, we got the dog stirred up. He's like, oh, no, not Thunder Kitty.
The dog's been going crazy the whole time. I don't know what his problem is tonight. I know what he wants. He wants you to go make him some food.
That's what he wants.
Damon DeVille, if you're still on here, I will PM you later. I got a PM from somebody that would like to come into AACW as a manager as well, and I think it'd be a good fit. So I will get with you later. And so will the bottom guy there, if he gets his feet wet. We got a few more.
Yep.
Warren's pretty good too.
Trying my best. Appreciate it.
Well, Chris, we'll go ahead and do what real quick. I wanted to just give a shout out to WCWO and their team, all the wrestlers, all the people there with Joey, all of them. I'm not going to try to mention all their names because I miss somebody and then somebody get upset. But Joey's got an incredible team. They do a fantastic job. I don't know of any other promotion that could do what they're doing. Honestly, that's just my opinion. But they knocked it out of the park again. I think they're going to be with Comic-Con for a long time. I know they've got some exciting announcements coming very soon. Not my place to make those announcements, but I think people are going to be real happy with some of those announcements that's coming from Joey and them and WCWO. But they did an incredible job. So I wanted to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I could say I was at the con for the con part too, but everywhere, a lot of different places, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk about. You see the wrestling stuff's going on. People are talking about it. So it was definitely some hot stuff going on for them at the con all over the place. So it wasn't. So it was definitely doing. They whatever they were doing it great, and they're doing 110% and really getting people excited and noticed.
Yeah, a lot of the people come in are not necessarily wrestling fans or probably never even seen wrestling or at least independent wrestling. And I know last year it helped their normal shows on Friday. I'm sure this is going to give them a big boost again. They just do an incredible job. I mean, there really wasn't a bad match on the show. I thought a lot of his rookies performed and stepped up and did fantastic. He brought in people from all over the state. Joey's got connections. I mean, he's been around for a long time, and connections, of course, that his dad Don Basher had, and they're very well respected and deserve to be very well expected also. But they just did an incredible job. Chris, what do you think?
Oh no, it was another great weekend. Had a blast down there. Want to thank Joey and the whole WCWO family, but everybody for having us down there with them. Had a great weekend. What'd you say it was? 60 something matches that we
68 matches and
that we commentated over the
shows.
weekend.
Yes.
Long weekend, but it was fun, and the crowd. I mean, the room was packed almost for every show, and the crowd was hot all the time. So it was a fun experience.
Yeah, I know a lot of people was asking, about shows at WCWO and asking stuff, and people come up and ask about our podcast and asking, things and questions us too. So things were very, very good. I did a little something.
Billy, it was 3 days.
And also, Chris, I don't know, they made no official announcement, but I know the shows will be showing up very soon on our YouTube channel. Chris will be making an announcement, but these shows, I'm sure he'll probably start some of them this week. And be showing all those matches and shows on our YouTube channel very soon. I wrote down some of my favorite matches, and were the ones, first of all, from Friday night. And this, I hope nobody takes offense, but this was just what stood out to me and what I liked. I don't mean that, somebody else may have seen the match and they like that better. So everybody did a great job. But first of all, Cameron Saturn and Zay Gates had a fabulous match. Fantastic on Friday night. Also, Zay Gates, David Light, and Cameron Saturn had a great triple threat match. David Light also had a great match with Jared Kripke, which I also know he wrestled also at the Dub on Friday night.
Yes, he did.
We had, I think, one of the moments of the weekend, a real good match on Friday. We had Zay Gates and Leela Feast against Jake Oman and Carter Kaufman. I thought it was outstanding. The crowd really loved that match. So it was really great. And then Hidari and Maleko, which I've seen before in a steel cage, but they played it back on Friday night, not in a cage, but it was also really great match.
You didn't tell me they had a cage. I thought you had a cage. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Saturday matches: Justin Danger versus Hidari, Justin Danger versus Dex Royal was also outstanding. Also had Luke Savage against Cameron Saturn. That was one of my favorite matches. Period. It was outstanding. Them two did a great job. Damon Real versus Dex Royal. Maliko versus Dalton Love. Dalton Love had a rough weekend. He performed great, but his win-loss record wasn't the greatest this weekend. Dex Royal and Damon Real versus the James Gang was outstanding. And Dalton Love versus Luke Savage. That rivalry reheated up, and it was also outstanding. Also, Justin Danger also had a great match with Jake Oman also. So it was on Saturday.
Okay, hang on. Justin Danger, how many matches you have this weekend, if you can give us that number?
I think he wrestled three at the Dub. I know.
And I think he wrestled
2 in Kokomo, 1 at.
Well, I think he wrestled 1 at the Dub.
Man, you probably have like 7 or 8 matches.
Yeah, probably. For Sunday, they had a Rumble, and I really loved it, and it was outstanding. One of the best Rumbles I've seen live for sure, and it was really good. Logan Myers and Jared Kripke had a great match. IK3 and David Light, Dex and Rachel versus the Highlight Reel. That's going to be a match. It could be up for match of the year. It was great. Maliko and Hidari versus the Highlight Reel was also outstanding. Marcus, you've seen Hidari get vicious, and you've seen Malenko get vicious.
Mm-hmm.
They took it to a whole new level. Malenko got busted open, and he got upset, and he took it to a whole new level. It was outstanding. And then IK3 and Cameron Saturn, we seen that at Lebanon, and they may have topped it. It was great. And then Mike King and Kenneth James against Dex and Rachel. That was the final match of the Comic-Con. It was also outstanding. So then was just some of the matches, about 15 or 16 matches out of 68 that stood out to me. And there was a lot of other great matches. Like I said, there wasn't nothing weak on them shows. But I do want to give a shout out to all his rookies who I think are just doing a fantastic job. All his veterans, you got guys like T.J. Powers and Vinny Vachetti, and Jordan James, Hank, the veterans that that step up and help leading the charge, and then the normal people who've been there for a while too. Dex Royal and the highlight reel and Rachel and Logan Myers. He just got such a great group of people, and I can't thank them enough for doing what they do, putting their bodies on the line. Can't thank Joey enough for having us there and just entertaining people. I mean, the world needs as much entertainment as we can get. So, and they're doing a great job.
Danger said 7 matches.
Okay.
7 matches. That's impressive. Over, let's see, three promotions. That's pretty good.
Hank wrestled 4, 2 at Comic-Con, 1 at the Dub, and 1 at AACW.
And he had 1 at F. Oh, yeah. I seen Hank all weekend, too. Well, I didn't see him yesterday, but I did see him a couple times.
How many do you think Cameron Satter did this week? He probably did 11, 12 matches.
Yeah, he done a lot.
He was one of the mainstays. I'm not saying he did the most, but he would be up there. Cameron Satter, and that's another guy, man, who has stepped up his game and got so much better.
How's it going, Cooter?
Right now, he's probably the most improved wrestler I've seen, and people need to keep a lookout for him because he's tearing it up right now. And we did get, we'll see, but supposedly we got new tag team champions. There's some controversy on that, so we'll see what happens with that. Now,
VIP made the return.
VIP made the return, and we got new tag team champions, but there's some controversy, so we'll see what happens in that in the future.
I also wanted to shout out to Brody Botkins. I apologize, Brody, but congratulations on your very impressive win Friday night and the new Gunslinger champion. I forgot to say that. And, the match was outstanding. Congratulations on winning that belt.
One other guy I wanted to shout out because I know what he does for helping out Joey, and I know how good he is in the ring, and his name don't get called out that much, and it should, and that's Jackson Morgan. Jackson Morgan could very well be the backbone of WCWO, in my opinion, and he deserves he deserves a shout out. So I didn't want to forget his name.
Yeah, Jackson does a lot for a lot of places.
Yeah, Jackson's outstanding.
A lot of places.
And I'm not saying he's looking for a pat on the back, but he sure deserves one, in my opinion.
Hank wants to know what about the return of Drop Dead Sexy?
Drop Dead Sexy was over. Whether he was good guy, bad guy, man, he was over. He was outstanding. Dalton Love had the crowd wanting to kill him. Mike King had the crowd wanting to kill him.
Had Bobo's wife wanting to kill him. Yeah, there were a lot of people wanting to kill him.
Jared Kripke did a great job. That's another guy who did a fantastic job.
Tanner Kelly done good at Comic-Con as well.
Yes, Tanner Kelly was impressive. Thought he did great. Did fantastic. He showed he belonged. So I was very, very happy with that performance. Thought he did great.
Kelly just told me that Jackson's in the chat, or he's on. Thunder Kitty's also watching. I don't know if she's still on there, but she did stop in. So
Chris, maybe you got shot, man. Chris gonna kill me.
Thunder Kitty and Jackson, you do a good job for a lot of places. So
yes,
I agree with Tony 100% on that.
Yep.
And I think he's and in my personal opinion, I think he's underrated in the ring as well.
I don't know about other people, and I've said it to Marcus and Chris. I can see, a lot of times he was the beast and he was beating the shit out of people, but as of late, I've seen his the moveset has changed, and I've seen how good he's become using the ropes and doing some different things, changing up his game, and it's just I tell you what, man, I love it.
What I've always liked about him since I've seen him, and the entire time I've seen all the matches, I've never seen a guy do so much and say nothing, like nothing, and like he still can tell his character. You can still get a feel of how he is by a guy that says 0 words. It's crazy.
Well, Marcus, you got anything else? We'll
Do
go
I
on
make
to
a statement? I've been making a statement all week. A lot of people
Okay.
heard it.
Well, you can go ahead and make
I'm
it
not
again.
trying to piss anybody off. I am not a wrestler in any way, shape, or form. I never will be. But if everybody put in as much effort that they do to get ready for Comic Con throughout the rest of the year, just think what Indiana wrestling would be like. Because a lot of people went beyond the call of duty that they normally would do because of Comic Con. They need to do that every week. And I think Indiana wrestling will just blow the world apart.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, the performances, everybody stepped up. They did last year and they did this year. I mean, it's
Well,
it's a
don't
pleasure.
stop. Don't make this like the Christmas.
It's,
I mean, just keep it going.
yeah, I don't disagree with it.
Yeah. And a shout out to Rooster. I see great improvement, bud. And I PM'd him earlier, but yeah, he had you could tell he's working on it. Very well done. I told him, Hank, the quad
Another
nut
thing,
kick. That's
give
what I
a shout
call
out.
it. Nut
Give us a
kick.
shout out. Shout outs real quick. I want to give a shout out to our friend Hypocrisy Jones, Jordan Bell, who had a big performance this weekend in Kokomo at a you know what it was even called, Chris? The comedy show, but it was like a showcase. And I know he performed. I know things went well. And Jordan's a great dude, and we really like him a lot. And I know he's got a lot of big things going on, so I did want to give him a shout out. Well, if you guys are ready, we can move on to questions and discussions and stuff. The first question I had, guys, give me a little thought here. If you could change one match outcome at WrestleMania, what would it be? If you
Like
one match,
Manias?
yes. Any past
I'll
WrestleMania, what match would it be?
I'll say Brock beating Undertaker. I think you could just make that moment bigger, have it be somebody else. That Brock didn't need it.
Let me ask you this, Austin. Who do you think it should have been? You
I
think
mean,
of somebody?
I don't know because I don't know if
I
it should have
agree with-
happened then.
I agree with Austin, but I think if somebody was going to beat it, it should have been Kane.
Yeah, but
That's not a
Kane,
bad one.
Kane really didn't need it either.
Not that Kane needed it,
No.
but just kind of with the story.
Oh no, story wise, it makes sense. But who can you think of somebody, guys, that could have used it?
I don't know.
Joseph
I mean,
Namath was nobody.
Yeah, probably nobody. Bray Wyatt would have been a good one.
Glenn says Bray.
Bray
Wyatt
would have
would have
been
been a
good.
good one. Bray Wyatt
I
would
think
have
that
been.
it could have made that one make sense the most, but I kind of agree. I think it should have just kind of been a thing that never got broken.
Yep.
It didn't need to be.
I agree. It shouldn't have been broken. For me, let me think here. I really hadn't thought about it, but I had the question.
You're the only one that knows the question. You haven't thought about it.
Hey, I've been busy. If you hadn't noticed, I've been having to straighten people out and get food and do different things. Give me a break. Let me see.
I'm trying to think if I can think of any others.
Just for shit and giggles, I would have liked to seen what would happen if Hogan didn't join the NWO and it would have been Sting. Because that was the original plan. I would have just liked to see what would happen.
Yeah, but that wasn't a WrestleMania match.
No, yeah, that's right. Isn't it? Jesus Christ. I'm still Sting.
You can't follow the old rules to this question.
That's one. Sting should have won at WrestleMania.
I agree with that 100%.
Not Triple H.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
one.
I agree with that 100%. I'll go with that one. On that other question.
Thanks for getting me back on the page. But no, I would have
What
just
do you
liked to
say?
see what would have, I know it didn't win WrestleMania. I would like to see what would have happened if things would have still did well, if Sting would have, if that would have happened.
Do you think it would have been NWO would have been as big if it was Sting instead of Hogan?
I'd still think it would have been big. I don't know if it would have been as big.
Shooting with Shane says HBK should have won against Taker at WrestleMania 25.
Okay.
That would have actually made sense.
I don't think so.
And Glenn said you're fired.
I'm fired. Okay.
I can think of another. I can't remember exactly what WrestleMania it was. It was one of the newer ones. Triple Threat, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. I think Sasha should have won that match. It was the right time for her to win it. at WrestleMania. She still hasn't. And yeah, I mean, I just felt like it would have worked the best for everybody wanted her to win at the time. So.
What do you guys think that would have worked with Sting? I think because it would have been such a betrayal of WCWO that he would have been a huge heel.
You'd have betrayed WCWO, Tony?
WCW, Jesus Christ! Now I'm doing what you do because you do that all the time. I'm quit. I'm having all kinds of fucking problems. WCW. Jesus, geez.
They get WCW would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That'd be awesome. You walked in there and slapped the shit out of somebody. I'd beat that up.
Yeah, I would.
You know, Reggie, Brian Cranville, any of them guys.
Oh yeah, I would vote for that. He's going to be in Indy next weekend. Maybe we could Maybe we could pay him a couple thousand, go there and knock the hell out of Reggie.
Just a couple thousand. You probably going to need more than that.
I think it would have worked, but I don't know if it would have. I don't know if it had been as big as it was with Hogan.
No, I don't
because of the character Hogan was as a good guy before he made that turn.
Sting was a big.
I mean, Sting was big, but he wasn't.
He was the heart and soul of
he
WCW.
wasn't Hogan, though.
He was the heart and soul of WCW. Oh, no, WCW. Marcus, what do you think?
It's hard to picture that even happening because we know what history had. It's hard to see Sting turning like that, but that was the original thought, yes. So I think the whole world, the outcome of today would be a whole lot different, and there's definitely no doubt. But maybe NWO wouldn't have got so stupid because, you know, they had a good thing going. Then you had everybody on the roster joining them and splitting them, and maybe they could have controlled it a little better.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't have had a Hogan's influence as much. Anybody else got something that should have been changed?
Talking about Hogan's influence, I think just because I've been more interested to see how it went, and then knowing everything now being in the past was the Hogan title at Caesars for Mania when Yoko beat Bret, and then Hogan used his influence to come out and strong arm his way to the title again. I mean, you know, it would have been interesting to see if they would have cut that part out and still let Yoko run with the title, and to see where all that would have went, a whole nother timeline of stuff with Bret and letting focus on other guys other than Hogan.
I agree 100%. I was a Hogan mark back then, but man, that pissed me off when he did that.
Yeah, once you found out the whole story behind it, you're like, oh, really? That's what it was?
Yep.
That's why he's got the black eye?
And then they just went 3 months, and then he dropped it back to him at SummerSlam. So they could have had that 3 months to do a lot with Yoko, because Yoko held that belt, and he held it well.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and Hogan was supposed to go off in the sunset, and he should have did it. So
you had Luger wrestle him first, right?
Yes.
And then win, and then Bret beat him, and then or whatever they screwed him.
Okay, can I throw that in there now?
What?
When Owen Hart beat Bret Hart in the opener of WrestleMania 10, Owen Hart should have been the number one contender and went in the main event. Not Bret, because he'd already been pinned. So Bret was already and I think Owen should have taken on Yoko in the main event. I don't disagree with that. So
okay, anybody else?
Can I bring something up to come up in the news? Have you seen where Goldberg's pissed off because Asuka beat his record?
Yes, whatever. His record.
Not only that, he was disrespectful. He said some Japanese wrestler, and then he tried to say her name. He said it wrong on purpose. He's a big effing crybaby.
He should be lucky that he even got her later on.
Yeah, she actually could wrestle.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to throw that in there to get y'all stirred up, and it worked because y'all got stirred up. So
yep. Okay, guys. My next question, since I brought that up a little bit, your thoughts on Sting and his career, and if you've seen his retirement match. If you did, what did you think of it?
Well, I did. I watched the match, and it was great, especially because, I mean, when you hear everything that he went out the way he wanted to go out. Well, for the most part, he wanted to take the pin, but the Bucks wouldn't let him. They're like, no, and the match itself, it did great. He held his own. I thought it was cool. He involved his kids. It was just a real overall great take. And I think honestly, Sting's probably going to go down as probably one of the best ambassadors for wrestling, because the guy never saw him in any kind of trouble. He didn't have much, like, later on. I mean, I don't know how much injury history he had. He's come out and he did say in the 90s, I did do roids, but I stopped. So it's like it's a guy that you can really, if you're bringing young kids in to say, I want to show you a guy that was true to the business and was cold blood. That'd be the guy I'd put up there.
Chris, you was a big Sting fan. What do you think?
I didn't see all of the final match, but I saw quite a bit. I thought it was pretty good. No, I was a big Sting fan. Like I said, I kind of fell off a little bit after he.
You weren't a big Crow fan.
I wasn't a big fan of Crow Sting. It was just because he never done nothing. They just had him stand in the balcony with a baseball bat. It seemed like for 2 years and not do nothing with it. That's why I was a big fan, because I liked seeing him in the ring working. And it seemed like for at least a year, you never hardly saw him in the ring.
I think it was 18 months as far as a match. I remember right.
And why? I mean, was he hurt?
They was building up for the.
I know they were trying to build up, but he wasn't hurt or anything. Was he? So, I
don't think so.
Huge payoff. It was all about the pop and the payoff of that.
And then they didn't pay it off.
Because who look at who had to push his influence.
Hogan.
Yeah.
Hogan again. I think he's one of the greatest. I don't think he gets enough credit. Maybe because he was in WCW. Maybe. But I think he's a top 10 guy. He probably don't get that credit though. One of my favorites.
Because remember, it used to be a hot study of Eddie Gilbert, and that the Funk UWF. I think that's what it was, when he was really a nobody after he blade run with Warrior, and once his career exploded, I mean, I was blonde-haired Sting. I was a fan of that, and when he beat Flair, and I didn't care for the Crow stuff either. Once he changed over to the kind of the darker side of his gimmick, but the guy still could work. I've seen parts of the retirement match, and he's had a good career, a very good career.
I think really too, he no sell. His no sell was better than Hogan. Like, he would take that and he would just jump up, and then you could just, where Hogan was like, he would do this. When Sting would no sell off those things and keep going, all of a sudden, like, holy crap.
And if we go back to the previous question, at one time they had teased us with Sting versus Undertaker, and I really would have liked to have seen that.
I would have too.
But of course, then Triple H had to, kind of Hogan his way in there. And
well, they said the problem with that was Vince didn't want Sting and Undertaker.
Yeah, because where we can go with
know
that.
Vince was busy wanting.
Yep.
He also didn't want Hogan and Flair, and that was supposed to happen in Indianapolis. Hogan and Flair were finally supposed to wrestle, and it was supposed to be here.
Hogan wouldn't have showed up. Been in India, wouldn't have showed up.
Yeah.
We could have had Flair and Hogan in India, and that damn Vince McMahon. So that's another WrestleMania moment I would have changed.
What do you think?
I'm sorry, you got me started. Hogan and that damn Sid Vicious was nothing. That was the.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
And if you think Flair and Savage was so saturated, that match wasn't really good either. So, because everybody wanted Flair and Hogan, so I think they were all right. I'm done. Austin, you're up.
Yeah, I've always liked Sting. I mean, growing up, I didn't watch a lot of WCW because that's just not what was on the house. I mean, I've seen some old clips of you watching growing up, but most of the Sting I know is, the Crow Sting and TNA Sting and current Sting. But I watched the match. I thought it was entertaining. Not like crazy WrestleFest, but entertaining. All the Sting spots. for a minute there, I'm not gonna lie, his older son, the one that dressed up as the older Sting, man, he looked so much like him.
Yes, it did.
I mean, it looked exactly like him. It was really cool. But yeah, I've always liked Sting. He's in my top 10 of all time. Yeah, I think I had him at 10 when we did the list. So yeah.
WCWO was pretty much dead though by the time you were old enough to remember in wrestling. WCW.
See?
WCW.
Yeah.
See what he's done?
I get no. You usually say it.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in 2000, so by the time I was wrestling, watching all that was on TV was WWE, and besides what you would watch every now and then, like older stuff of that's all the stuff I've seen of it. But yeah, I think there's a reason Sting's always brought up with The Undertaker. Those two names always, I mean, they're very. I feel like Sting is one of the few people that's respected as much as The Undertaker in the business.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But then the question is popped in my mind: Would people want Sting and Undertaker if Sting never went Crow? If he stayed Surfer Sting, because I think that was one of the draws. The Taker Crow Sting, like they want to, like, would they really want?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I think maybe the more hardcore fans would still maybe get to that moment. But you're right. I mean that gimmick was kind of the thing that seemed to bring that into question. So that's a good question.
For me, I would say yes, because it would have been, to me, icon versus icon still. But I do see what you're saying though.
Yeah,
I can't disagree with that.
What people maybe have said more Surfer Sting versus HBK, like.
Well, I was thinking Surfer Sting versus the American Badass version of Taker.
Do you guys think there's any possibility of next year maybe seeing Undertaker and Sting do it at WrestleMania?
I hope not.
No,
you know what? I'm cool with them having a segment. You know, they sometimes, like Stone Cold and Shawn and Mick Foley had a segment. You know, they do that. So I'm cool with like Undertaker and Sting being in the same ring and having like a cool segment. But a match, no, I don't want to see that.
No, I don't either.
It'd be a cool moment to see a segment though. That'd be pretty cool.
Let them go out on top. Don't let them go out like Flair, where everybody's making fun of Flair because he wrestled at 77 or whatever, and it would look terrible. So you don't want that.
His last match should have been against Shawn at WrestleMania. That was a great way to go out.
And I don't know if they'd be able to get Taker back since Vince isn't the one in charge, because Vince had a lot of pull with Taker about getting him to come back. And
he's still connected to WWE. He's still doing like those shows and stuff. So I don't know.
What about Jeremy Perry asked? What about a cinematic match?
Well, like the graveyard, whatever match he had with AJ.
That'd probably be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
that would be the only way they could maybe. That'd be the only way they could maybe pull it off.
Yeah,
I'd be down to see that.
That would be cool.
Yes.
I mean, the AJ and Undertaker one was very entertaining.
Yes.
So
yes, very good.
And the fact that you took AJ out of that picture and put Sting into that scenario, that would have worked there even.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been good.
Yeah, Billy, you're right. They are too old and bodies are beat up. Even though Sting's in pretty good shape, I will have to say. I don't know about Taker at this point.
Taker's hurt, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Austin Sutton, well, she wasn't around at the time, but your dad actually for Halloween dressed up as Sting, and and his brother Jeff, your uncle, he dressed up as Muda. So I got the pleasure of taking them two out as Muda and Sting trick or treating.
You got photos of that? Cool. We could use those down the line for something.
It's probably like 10 and 7.
We don't need no photos, Marcus.
I bet you there are some
photos.
We
could put that up for the start of the show. We could have.
I have pictures of me dressed as up as Rey Mysterio when I was like 7 or 8. I had the pants, the mask, the glove, everything. I had the whole.
Multiple. You had all the John Cena stuff.
Yep. Boogeyman. I had all the Boogeyman stuff.
My favorite's when you was dressed up as Spider-Man, though.
Oh, you're CM Punk.
I was always dressed as Spider-Man.
The very first time when you bought the first costume at a festival and it's 95 degrees out, and you're walking around the damn festival, and you're only about 5, and you won't take the son of a bitch off, and you're burning up, And finally, we get you take the hood off, and somebody walks up to you and say, "Look, it's Spider-Man." And of course, you didn't have the mask on. He said, "No, I'm Peter Parker," because he didn't have the mask on. He won't have the damn mask on. And of course, the whole time, I'm not Tony or Grandpa. I'm Uncle Ben, and my wife's Aunt May, and
So you
my daughter's
died.
my daughter's Mary Jane. The whole damn thing. Had to embarrass Austin a little bit.
And that was at the Halloween.
No, this
No,
was
that was just every
Halloween.
day.
This is
That was just an
this
everyday
was
thing.
Middle of the summer at a
Bro.
at
festival.
a festival.
This was in November.
This was yesterday. Yeah, we know.
This was yesterday. Yeah.
Hey, I if I went to Comic-Con, I'm dressing up. So maybe next year if I go, I'm gonna be full out.
There was a lot of Spider-Mans.
Oh, dude, if I ever go to a Comic-Con, I have to. Especially if I go to like the big one in
And
San Diego.
a lot of multiverse Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Cool
I'd be the Ben Riley one.
There was a lot of cool costumes at Comic Con.
If anybody out there knows the Ben Riley Spider-Man, that's the one I'd be dressed up as.
Okay. I do. Next question, guys. Overrated or underrated, and why? Booker T.
Who did you say?
Booker T. Overrated or underrated, and whatever your answer is, why?
I think he's fine where he's at. I don't think he's either one. I think he's pretty well what people most think of him. I think he's fine. I don't think he's underrated really, and I don't think he's overrated either. I don't know. That's kind of maybe my take on it.
No, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if anything, maybe a little underrated. That maybe he should got a little bit, because I mean, his Harlem Heat stuff was great. When he went on the solo, because wasn't it him and Benoit had like the best of 7 matches, and it was just
I think he
for a bigger guy and some of the rope stuff he could do and some of his
Very athletic.
yeah.
I think his WCW stuff is very underrated. Harlem Heat don't get the credit I think they deserve, and I think he was a big part of that. Of course, not down on his brother at all, but I think he was a big part of that. And he had some really good solo stuff in WCW, like you mentioned. So I think that part of his career is very underrated. I think he finally got.
How do you feel about him on commentary?
I don't like him on
A lot
commentary.
of people
personally.
hate him. I tolerate him. I mean,
Every now and then he does something to make me laugh like once, but then I get a little bit more of it. I'm like,
he's a little over the top, too much over the top.
I think he
I
does.
heard a lot of
well.
people- I haven't heard a whole lot of him doing commentary, but I've heard a lot of people kind of complain about it. A
lot of people have.
on commentary. So I was just wondering, because I know you watch all of it.
Yep.
Well, I think he does good on those pre-shows.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I don't like him on commentary.
I think he tries to just play it up too much on commentary. The pre-show is a little bit more. It feels more authentic, I guess. I don't
agree. He's too over the top on commentary. I agree.
I will
100%.
say though, I love the only time I really like him on commentary is when Trick comes out, because he cracks me up every time Trick's theme song is going and everything. He's just like, what? Yeah.
And I gotta go. I do like the grocery store match. Also, that shit's funny. And then the nuds at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, that's classic stuff right there.
Yeah, we had the five time. Yeah, you had that. You had the Spinneroonie. You had the King Booker. I mean,
King Booker was
WWE stuff was great. The one I always remember was when he was wrestling Edge. He was in a feud with Edge, and they were competing for a Japanese shampoo commercial. And his line was like, "Japanese people, why are your hair so greasy?"
Well, what about him and Goldust together?
Yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, they were.
Oh yes, when Goldust was.
What was their? Didn't they have a name? What was their name?
They did, but I can't remember.
Golden Book or something like that. Is that what it was?
I think it was Golden Book or something like that.
Oh yeah, underrated.
I'd say
if anything, slightly underrated, but I think where he's at is pretty good.
What do you think?
No, I agree with what everybody said so far. I don't think he's overrated by any means. If anything, maybe a little underrated.
Yep.
But I do agree with you that Harlem Heat don't get the credit that they should have got. They were a good tag team.
What's that guy's name from Kentucky? Help me up the stairs.
Huh?
What's that guy's name from Kentucky that was helping me up the stairs?
Marty.
Clay. All right, can I do a shout out?
Yep.
It's from the Kentucky group. Marty Clay is actually going to go work with Booker T at his school. He's one of the big names down in Kentucky, champion in several promotions down there, and he's got a chance to go work with Booker T here soon. So I don't know if he'll see this, but it's out there. Very talented guy.
I've heard that name.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Okay, guys. Next question. All things considered, who would you take in this matchup? And it's all things considered. Their mic skills, their in-ring ability, everything. Tito Santana, Mexican wrestler from the 70s, 80s mostly, and Rey Mysterio, mostly from the 90s and 2000s, and even now.
And what am I doing with them?
Huh?
And what are we doing with them?
Who would you take if you had to take one of them? Who would you take?
And do what
Who's
with
the
them?
overall better?
Overall,
Oh.
better.
Okay. I thought, what am I doing with them?
What am I taking them?
It's a little. I'm sure it's a little easier for me than you guys, so I'll just go ahead and say for me it's Ray. I mean, I've seen stuff of Santana as well, but just not enough. So for me, it's Ray. I think Ray's. He's not. I'm not gonna say he's like super underrated in terms of overall, but he's only looked at as like the best lucha of all time. But he is really underrated in terms of just being one of the best wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. It's always best high flyer, best. No, he's just one of the best of all time.
You think he's top 10?
He's close.
As a high flyer? Top 10 high flyer?
All around, not just high flyer. I mean, for me, he's close. I don't think I'd put him in top 10. I think he's very close. Probably top 20. I'd probably put him in top 20.
I'm going to show my age here. I'm going Tito Santana because of his size, and I know that sounds bad, because Ray's smaller, but I think he was just as good on the mic. Not that Ray's terrible on the mic, but he's not superstar.
You think you'd be for Ray because you're about the same size.
I know. No, he's taller than me. But I was a big Tito fan growing up. 70s and 80s was a big part of my time. That's just not now. And I think I would go with Tito. He never held a world championship, I know, but I think I would go with Tito.
I think I would go with Ray. It's close for me, though. I like Tito, too. But I think I would go with Ray.
What do you guys think? Marcus, what do you think?
Well, I like Tito. Tito's my guy. I'm going to
break the tie.
Ray, but Tito... Again, he didn't have a world champion, but I don't think he could have done that. He wasn't made to be a world champ, but he did very good as the IC champion and multi-tag team champion. So, yeah, I'll go with Tito. Now, when they took him over to El Matador, I think that was a career burner, but
yeah, it was.
I don't know why they even needed to do that, but
because at times Vince was an idiot.
It's just like Tony Atlas, and they made him Samba Symbol. Why did you do that? It's like
again, because sometimes Vince was an idiot. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
I like Ray, but I really like Tito. Tito was All right, Warren, you got to break the tie.
Sorry, Marcus and Tony, I gotta go Ray.
I knew he would that. I knew he'd do that.
I mean, it's not. It's and as much as the question is difficult, because in my end, it's sort of in a way apples and oranges. Because I mean, like Austin said, I mean, Ray is such that flyer, and he really did. I think he moved when WCW went out. Basically everywhere he went, ECW, he was showing this insane stuff, and he goes to WCW, shows the insane stuff, and then he loses the mask, was part of the Filthy Animals, still doing stuff, and then he comes to the WWE, and really. They couldn't get anyone. They tried with a lot of guys to be that high flyer, to be that guy, to be that shield bearer for Mexican luchador and wrestling and all that. And he came in and he took it and ran. I mean, there was no stopping. And then you look at his offspring. Well, I'm sorry, Eddie's offspring. And But I mean, I think as far as like a worker, yeah, I would give it to Tito. But overall, I gotta go Ray.
That's hard to argue. I mean, overall, it is hard. I guess I'm kind of a Tito mark. So
Justin Danger says Tito as well.
Justin's old school like me and Marcus. So you got the new
Only our
school.
votes count. We won.
Justin Danger's still wrestling right now. He doesn't know what's going on. Come on.
He did take a hard hit to the head. So,
But you got to give it to Dom. I mean, Dom ain't a good wrestler. Man, is he a heat magnet. That is fantastic.
He's gotten better in the ring.
Yeah, but that heat. Oh,
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
okay, guys. Next question. And then I've got some trivia after that. WrestleMania this year. What are you looking forward to, and why?
Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to.
Cody beating Roman.
You got it. See, everybody knows what I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to Roman beating Cody and everybody going crazy and crying.
Austin liable to snap and kill all of us.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think Roman's going to win, and everybody's just going to be going crazy.
Austin came
If,
close
you know,
last year.
I was pretty
break
mad.
it.
I was pretty mad, but you know, looking at it now, it's all worth it if he wins this year. If he doesn't win this year, I think they're really, really missing out on what could be, in my opinion, a top 5 WrestleMania moment, if not even even higher. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm also looking forward. I know I might be the only one. Becky versus Rhea. Everybody's complaining about Becky. They're gonna tear the house down, dude. They're gonna tear the house down. I don't see how that's not gonna be a great match.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm looking forward to this ladder tag team match. I'm looking forward to see what these guys are going to do.
Okay, what's that?
I will say,
well, they haven't got all the competitors yet. I think
they got all of them but one team, right?
I thought it was 2.
No, I'm pretty sure they have 5 teams now. They have it's a tag team match with 6 tag teams for the belts. So Judgment Day, DIY, Pete Dunne and them, right? Pete Dunne and Bate and Tyler Bate.
Oh wait, weren't they? No, there's still some on. Don't they have some on SmackDown coming up for a final? Don't they?
Yeah, there is, but I don't think it's them. I thought it was somebody else. It might be them.
I know we got the New Day.
R-Truth and Miz. Yeah.
And it's a ladder match.
There's something with
yes,
Legado del Fantasma and
it is them versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the last spot for the last team. And the only thing
I thought there was only 4 so far.
Well, we got Judgment Day, DIY, New Day, Truth, and Miz.
Awesome Truth. Weren't they bringing someone from NXT?
No.
Gallows and Anderson are going for the NXT titles, aren't they? That's what.
Yes.
And how many tag teams are they going to put in that total? I mean,
it's 6.
I think
6 tag teams.
As of right now,
that's going to be good. 12 guys trying to climb a ladder. That is going to be good.
And there are rumors out there that the Hardys are going to end up in it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Please, no.
Yeah,
neither one of them needs to be in a ladder match. I'm okay with seeing the Hardys come back to it, but not for a ladder. They did that in 2016. It was great. Let's not try to do that moment again.
And I am also looking forward to Drew and Seth Rollins.
Well, I
hate to say it.
Rocking them too. I mean,
I hate to say it because I'm a big Rollins and McIntyre fan, but I don't know. I'm just not as hyped for the match as much. I think maybe it's because Seth hasn't really been. I don't know. They've done a couple things, but the way I see it, I think Rock's gonna make Seth lose, and then Seth's gonna come out and maybe make it more even on Sunday, and Cody wins because of that. I don't know. That's kind of the way I'm thinking.
I think Drew's going to win the title somehow, and then I still think guy from the Judgment Day,
Priest
is going to cash in and take the belt from Drew.
See, the only thing is,
I
hope they don't do that. If Drew wins the title, let him have it. I want to see Drew with a title run with fans.
I know what you're saying, but I think they're going to try to make him even a bigger heel.
I'm fine with Priest cashing in on Seth. I think what they should do, if Priest is going to cash in, they are missing an opportunity to have Priest come in while the match is going on, make it a triple threat, just like Seth did to Brock and Roman. He has a feud with Drew as well, and have him do the heist of the century against the person that did the heist of the century. That's the best way for him to cash in my opinion.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think what I'm probably looking forward to most is the unknown, the surprise. There's going to be something. There is. There's going to be either someone showing up or something's going to happen. I mean, honestly, also, I would like to see, and I've said this on my Facebook page, there are my things, is with Gunther and Sammy and Gable. I just honestly feel that they're going to do Sammy and Gunther night one. Sammy's going to lose. Gable's going to challenge him night two and beat him. Because they haven't let Gable walk away from this. They just did it this most recently. He's talking about.
I'm not gonna lie. It pissed me off the other night on SmackDown when Gable lost. I was mad. I was into that match, but I wanted Gable to win. I was pissed when he lost.
And like I said, Sammy's had his WrestleMania moment. Sammy's had his stuff. Sammy had his feud with Roman in his home country. Sammy doesn't need to go up against him in Mania. Gable needs this. Gable's been a guy that's just put his head down, gone through everything, and give him his time. It's his due.
He's a guy that's underrated.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's starting to get a little more praise now, but yeah, he's super underrated. Yeah, I'm still a little. I love Sammy, and I'm not upset that he's facing Gunther. It should have been Gable, and I know they're not going to add him to the match because there's already a triple threat for the United States. They're not going to do a triple threat for the Intercontinental as well. At least I don't think they would. But that idea is pretty interesting. I'd be down for that. The rumor is there's still 4 matches that have yet to be announced. Yep. There's 10 matches right now. The rumor is there's going to be 7 and 7. So I'm assuming some kind of women tag match.
I'll tell you what, if you get online and you look at those 10 matches they've got named right now,
it's a great card.
It's really a great card because it's all been built up for the most part.
There's only one match that I'm kind of like on the fence about, and I think if they added a stipulation to it, it'd be fine, and that's AJ and LA Knight. It needs a stipulation. Make it a hardcore match. Make it Falls Count Anywhere. Make it something, not just a regular singles match.
Hell in a Cell.
I'm fine with that. I don't care. It just should not be a regular singles match. It's just I don't think it's going to work if it's just that. Me personally.
Well, I think they're heading that way because I guess I'm behind. I didn't get to see SmackDown Friday night yet, and I guess
he's having withdrawals.
Yeah, LA Knight showed up at I believe it was LA Knight showed up at AJ's house, or AJ showed up at LA, one or the other. So they're building something. So I think we're going to get a stipulation of some kind. Okay, guys, I've got some trivia questions we're going to do here real quick. Although Marcus usually kills on trivia questions, so we'll see.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to throw this out here. The podcast guy, Joe Monroe, which I will be on, I think it's April 11th to help plug us, he decided to do his trivia question Friday night knowing I couldn't participate because I ran away with the damn competition the last 2 times he's had it. Okay. He didn't want me on there, so he put it when he knew I wouldn't be on there. So, Joe, if you're here, I know what you're doing. But
call him out. Okay, guys. First trivia question.
I know what you're doing.
Which pro wrestler competed in the Royal Rumble match in 4 different decades? The 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s.
Well, dang it. Where's my Royal Rumble section of this book?
Anybody got a guess?
I have one guess.
Okay.
I was going to say Edge.
You got it correct.
What was it?
Yes.
The question was, which pro wrestler competed in the Royal Rumble match in 4 different decades? The 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s.
And
I didn't know about the 90s for sure, but I know he got there right then, so I figured maybe.
Okay, my next one. Who invented the headbanger tag team gimmick?
Well, this is all for you 3. I don't know what the heck.
So you got left.
I'm still here.
Cinco won. Austin left.
I'm still here. I'm trying to charge my phone.
The headbanger gimmick. You mean like the headbangers?
Yes. Who came up with that gimmick?
For that, but
Michael Hayes.
That's good,
No.
guys.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
It wasn't one of the headbangers.
No.
Paul Heyman.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. He was a manager at one point. Was not Paul Heyman.
Was it at one point? Like, so, but he went into.
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette is correct. And guess why he came up with that gimmick? He came up
Because he's
with that
sworn
gimmick
somebody.
after attending a Marilyn Manson concert.
I
Jim
figured he
Cornette
was
at a Marilyn
punishing
Manson
somebody.
concert?
Yeah, I've been to Marilyn Manson concert.
Yeah, but you're not Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette, that don't. He's as bad a Southern as you get. I mean, I just don't see him. Okay, what pro wrestler was offered a role in The Sopranos and turned it down?
Billy had said Cornette as well.
Okay.
Razor Ramon,
What was it?
which would have
What
been
pro
good
wrestler
guess.
was offered a role in The Sopranos and turned it down?
That's actually really good. I can't think anybody else would be better than that.
yeah.
My wife says Flair from the back room.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't Flair.
No,
Think,
not
think
Flair.
Italian.
Hello,
Think
Mrs.
Italian.
Jeffrey.
Think
Tom
Italian.
Brandy.
I don't know who's all
Does she like
Italian
the
there.
Sopranos, Warren? I take it she likes the Sopranos.
No, she's never watched The Sopranos. She's back there just ripping names off just to sound.
I need
She's
to
gonna
watch
take you
this.
out, Brad. You don't talk like that.
And Sopranos was a good show.
I need to watch
Little
it. We started-
Guido.
Nope.
The whole FBI group from ECW that went over.
Tracy Smothers, Little Guido, whatever, Big Sal or whatever his name was.
Sal Graziano.
It wasn't
Tony
Valiant. Okay, guys, I'll tell you who it was. It was Bruno Sammartino.
Well,
I should have known that.
The reason he turned it down because he really didn't know much about the show, but once he researched it and seen how violent it was, he thought it wouldn't be a good fit. It wouldn't be a good fit for him, being out selling merch or whatever. He didn't want to be tied to it. So. Okay, who is the longest reigning African American world champion of any kind?
The longest reign?
Yes.
of any kind. What do you mean by that? I mean,
Okay, I won't say of any promotion of a good size. I'm not saying it couldn't be like an independent promotion necessarily, but a promotion that was recognized as a fairly big promotion.
Okay,
So
and
the
like
longest.
It didn't have to be just WCW or NWA or WWE. Let's say that, and that's probably going to give it away. Maybe.
World
So it's not
title
one of
or
those two.
title.
It was a world title, world champion.
Well, so it's Bobo Brazil Jr. or Bobo Brazil's probably out.
That's what Billy said was Bobo.
What Bobo?
Because he held that U.S. title quite a long time.
Yeah, but this was it was a world championship.
Jazz.
I'll even give you the amount of days. Held it for 427 days.
Ron Simmons?
No, he
I thought
choked.
of Simmons, but I didn't know how
No,
long.
he choked. That's why they pulled that belt off him. He couldn't run it. The Rock.
He never held it that long.
Are we talking continuous days or?
Yes, continuous.
I don't know.
Goldberg.
Goldberg. American, yeah. I'm gonna give you guys the answer. I don't think anybody's gonna get it. It was Jay Lethal in Ring of Honor.
Oh my god! Oh yes! Now
I thought Warren might get it. I thought Warren. If anybody got it, I thought Warren would get it.
I mean, I knew it wasn't somebody in WWE or something like that.
Because he ran with that, and he also held the TV title forever
For a
and a
long
day.
time. Yep. Okay, guys. My last trivia question I have is: Andre the Giant wrestled in 13 pay-per-views. How many wins did he have during those pay-per-views?
6.
I've got his exact record here. Good guess. Good guess, Austin, but that's not
I
right.
just love how he threw that number out there like that. 'Cause it wasn't
I'm
fair.
going to say 2.
We did 1. He did 2.
Glenn said 0.
Billy
No
Buzz said
3.
7.
No 4. I'll go 2.
1.
Nope.
It's not 2.
0. Nope.
No, he won. He won the Battle Royal. He won WrestleMania with John Studd. He lost
Remember-
3. He lost 4.
And
I
they're
can't
not all,
remember the
not all
connection.
WrestleManias. Remember, there's other pay-per-views. So it was
Oh, well,
he wrestled on 13 pay-per-views.
I know it was a Colossal Connection, but he lost that, I think. That's when Bobby Heenan slapped him.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you the answer. It was 4. He was 4-8-1 as his record at pay-per-view.
Okay, do you know what the pay-per-views are?
No, I cannot tell you that. I
Well,
didn't look
one,
it
he wrestled Stud and body slammed him, and 2, he was in that Battle Royal. He lost 3 to Hogan. He lost 4 to Hogan, and then I kind of lost him. I know he lost his title with Haku, and I think that was a
Was he in like a
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam? Yeah, SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
And then I kind of lost track where he was at from after that.
What was the one? What was the one? Like time limit draw or?
Him and Hogan probably at that one WrestleMania. Didn't they double count out?
Yeah, that was 4 for the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament they double counted out. So that would be the one I would say.
Okay.
I've never watched that WrestleMania.
It's
not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good.
Not terrible, but not big moments. Really,
but it's not bad. You're right there. It's just
It passed the torch to Randy to have him run it for a bit.
Yeah, it was kind of cool in a way to see a tournament because at that time you didn't see a lot of those.
And that venue was weird.
Yep.
Because it was like they were in like a gym or a small room. Because it was like they walked out the bathroom door and they were right in the ring. I mean, they were like that close. So, but Trump had a lot of money because he got it for number 5 too. Yep. They had a much bigger room. So,
well, guys, that's all I have for tonight. I'm good to go.
All right. Well, anybody else have anything?
I did want to say, I know you guys have seen it a lot. Just a quick little plug, if I could. Myself and Chris Chaos are going to put together a little something here. We're going to try to launch maybe post Mania. Do something like on the air like this, but a little different. We're going to he's a big UFC guy, so he's going to do a lot of UFC talk. We're also going to do like some fantasy booking type things, just sort of like a view as a fan. And like I said, we're going to get that out there in the future, but it's something we're working on. Thanks. And, honestly, thanks to Chris and Tony too, for helping me out with some stuff, figure out how to do all this fun technical stuff that you guys do. But we're looking to do that. But once again, I also want to say thanks for having me on. Thanks for seeing all you guys, and, see you guys around here.
Yes, definitely. Well, we got some shows coming up. Well, you're going to be airing some shows. I know the Comic-Con sometime in the near future, and you'll keep everybody updated on that when you get those ready and put them out. And then also we've got shows coming up Saturday and Sunday.
We'll be live. We'll be live Saturday night.
Yes.
At the Bearcat Rumble, and then we'll be live Sunday at Warrior Pro. So we'll be live Saturday at 7.
Around 7.
And Sunday is it the normal time at 3?
I think it's 3, yeah.
That sounds right.
Do we want to tell them what we're trying to attempt to happen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, that's why I didn't say it when Warren said his name.
Yeah, you do.
I probably do, but it didn't ring my bell. Like, what's he talking about here?
We're going to try to resurrect WCW.
Yes, WCW. Oh.
Well, they don't need resurrecting. WCW is on its own very well doing.
Oh, yeah, man. I tell you what.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah. Indiana wrestling was so hot this weekend all over. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's just the 4 shows we know. I know there's a show down in Terre Haute that did very well.
Jeffersonville. Show in Jeffersonville.
Well, yeah. And then Johnny Suede wrestled in Evansville, and they had a big turnout.
No.
Yeah, Logan Myers was on that show in Terre Haute.
Yep.
No, it was Evansville.
Okay. He's got one of them since coming.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling this weekend.
I got an idea for a future show I'd like to be on. Maybe we could do I don't know if you guys have done it before. I haven't, but maybe we can come up with like our top 5 or 10 WrestleManias of all time or something each.
Okay.
Something like that. I know we've done matches and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it'd be a cool thing. Even top 5 or 10.
I know we've talked about, I think I mentioned something to you, And Warren, we'll go if you would like to come on. I think we're going to try the Thursday before WrestleMania to do a pre-WrestleMania show to kind of talk about WrestleMania, talk about the matches, make predictions, and maybe we could maybe everybody could do their top five WrestleManias or matches. What
I would like to do the whole show.
I'm going to the dentist Thursday morning to have 3 teeth pulled, so I won't be able to talk as much. I'll still talk, but you guys.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, yeah. I see. Hey, maybe your wife could take your place.
You don't want. Oh, she'll. No, you don't want to.
Yeah.
All right. Ward, I have Kelly on my side.
Yeah. Well, I ain't have my wife take my place because we'll be in trouble. We'll get canceled.
JC can take my place. She knows wrestling.
She knows wrestling. That's for sure.
So that's a week from Thursday then, because WrestleMania is a week from this weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm off that Thursday, so I can get on that day to do whatever.
So Warren, I assume you're not going to be in Crawfordsville on the 6th.
I can be.
No, it's just me because those guys have a party. That's
WrestleMania party.
Yeah, they'll be at WrestleMania. I'll be in the audience. I'll be covering it. I won't be commentating it, but
yeah. Maybe I can drag the missus along.
You're not gonna watch WrestleMania live?
No, because I got a show on Sunday.
Be a little bit better.
Because I hope to go down to Seymour and see Mortimer Blankenship III's promotion.
Hey, you want to ask her, Marcus? Can you ask her?
Saturday, April 6th. Are you going to go to NGW, Crawfordsville?
Sure.
There we go. We got it on tape. We got it on tape.
You can sit with us because we'll be there because those guys won't be, so I won't be commentating.
I'll go just because you asked me, Marcus. I like you.
All right. Fantastic.
See, Warren, that's what you have to do now. You got to have Marcus ask.
Yeah, there we go. Hunt, can we go to WrestleMania?
Like you.
Hey, Bill.
Marcus.
Hey, Billy, you get.
I was there. You just didn't see me. I'm sorry.
Hey, Billy, if you have Peacock, you get WrestleMania for free on Peacock or on the WWE Network.
Yeah, or you can get it. It may charge some places now, but I think you can get it for as cheap as $4.99, I believe.
Yeah, but I think you get a 7-day free trial if you play
it. Yeah,
it.
you can get free trials and stuff. If you've never had it. Yep.
They can't charge you if you're getting the free trial.
Doing good, Tanner. And I don't know if you was on earlier, but I put you over.
Which Tanner is it?
Tanner. Yes.
Yes, Tanner, you did a fine job this weekend. It was nice sitting with you he sat with us Friday night at the Dub. Me and Tanner talked a lot Friday night at the Dub. Yeah, it was a good time.
I don't know if I want to sit with him and all that, but I think he did a good job, man.
No, it was. We had a good talk about stuff.
I'm just teasing. He knows that.
And he did a very good job Sunday, or I don't know what he did.
Oh,
Sunday. He did a good job Saturday.
We got the new champ on, Travis Southern.
Is Travis Southern on here too? Yeah, I had a good day with him on Saturday as well. Congratulations, Travis. I plugged you earlier, but I'll plug you again. What's that? Yep. New AACW champion. Dropped Christian Cash on his head and took the title.
And I love Christian Cash, but hey, he deserves to get it dropped on his head every now and then.
If you've seen how he pulled that off, that was pretty impressive because he had him up in the ropes, kind of pulled him out, and that was the end of that. So, yeah.
All right. Well, did anybody have anything else before we get out here for tonight?
Definitely check out the Bearcat Rumble if you guys are anywhere close to Muncie. Rob Van Dam's going to be there. I guarantee it's going to be a fantastic show.
And it's going to be sold out. I talked to Terry Saturday. He said those tickets are still selling.
I think about the only thing that's left is general admission, bleacher seats.
For the bleachers,
bleacher seats, I think is all that's left. There might be a table left if somebody's wanting to invest in a table, and you get pizza and drinks and stuff like that with it, I think. But and bleacher seats are good seats too, so there's not a bad seat in that place.
No,
great place to sit. They're even other.
I would say actually sometimes in bleacher seats are even better because you're if you sit up a little bit, you're up above the ring a little bit, you can see better.
And also let you know, several times wrestlers left the ring last year and was up in the bleachers, so you won't miss out. They'll be right up on top of you. So at times. So it's a lot of fun. Bring your kids out. $10, you can't beat the price. And see Rob Van Dam and support Muncie Central Wrestling Club. I think it's going to be an awesome event.
Mm-hmm.
All right. right. Well, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Monday at 6:30.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is G.W.R show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all kiss my ass while I win this match.